All right, we're live now. Yo, yo. All right, everybody. Welcome to Discord Syndicate. It's RG3. We got Hexologist with us. And one of our special guests, we've got Bitcoin4life. What's happening, my brother?
What's happening, man? Good to be here. What's going on?
Man, we're glad to have you on. We got Crypto Coffee coming too, but he told me he was going to be a little bit running a little late. So
all right.
He'll pop in when he pops in. So
That's
guys,
awesome.
what is going on? Is this we have an exciting week or what?
Yeah. What is it down to right now? I know that it came down a little bit. I haven't been watching anything.
I haven't even looked. Don't look. First when I open everything up, let me look at my wallet first. Let's see. That's the first thing I do. I don't look at. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty.
What is it?
Oh, I ain't telling. I ain't talking. But you see that smile on my face, and I'm an old man. It takes a lot to make me happy. Let's see here. Let's pull up some numbers. Let's see where we at. I'm gonna pull up the uni chart.
4.5 thousandth of a dollar.
You want me to pull the chart up for you, Hexo, since you're our chart man?
Sure. Yeah, I guess I'm the chart guy. I don't even do TA. Right?
You're our TA guy.
Yeah.
Man, God damn, that chart is pretty, man. That is one pretty ass chart. Let me see here. I'm gonna pull this up. No, we don't want to pull that up. Let's pull that one.
Bitcoin4life. I know that you're in. Are you in some of those games? Are you in like Hex 2 and Hex stuff?
Yeah,
the other?
Yeah, I'm in Hex Max, man. That's what I'm in Hex.
We're gonna talk about that because that's one of my favorite subjects.
I was gonna ask him how they're turning out because I don't play any of them, and everybody asked me about it. And I'm like, dude, you guys got to do your own research. I don't play any of them, so
stop putting it in that man's stream. He don't play those games.
I don't play those games. Yeah, exactly.
Well, see, and but I've been talking about it on the stream. You know, everybody, a lot of people in the chats, they get mad at the people that come in and shill the games, and they run them off like they're scammers. But that's why I want to bring Bitcoin4life on, because he's on top of the games. He knows what they're about, and it's a whole different element. I mean, it's he's got a different perspective, but he's still in the Hex community. I want everybody to see that. I want everybody to understand it and get a little better feel for who these people are, what they're all about, why they do what they do. And just give it some legitimacy, like everything else out there that's being called a scam and Hex. I want that to have some legitimacy too. So let's look at the charts first, real quick here, Hex. So give us your best TA on what we got going on here.
Oh, that's your screen. Is that your screen? If you share my screen, you can share. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, share it.
I'll share my screen. I've just got some lines already pre-drawn for you.
Look at it.
The line.
There it is. Hopefully we just came right out of this, pumped right out of this this line right here. I was thinking, if we came down to some it looks like we got a little bit of support right here in this area. So it kind of, bounced off of that, and it's coming back up. Hopefully we see some volume and some more green candles soon.
It look like we made a higher low, though. Look like we made a higher low right now. Hey.
Yeah.
Pull up the 4 hour.
The 1 hour. 4 hour? Oh, okay. You guys don't like to go super low?
No. It's good to see the numbers and what's happening real time and what's going on right now. But pull up the 4 hour for a minute. I want to talk
the 4 hour.
Squeeze it. Give me some history, baby. Give me some history.
You want for further out?
There we go. Now this is what I want to show everybody. This is what the real deal is, because look at that beautiful ass chart right there. You can say dump, you can say whatever you want. There ain't a dump in that thing. Look at it. Those are R's, baby.
Yeah, they're pretty far. They're pretty nice. I mean, if you go clear back,
that's an R.
It's a pretty big R right there.
The Loch Ness Monster. The Loch Ness Monster.
Damn right. The Loch Ness. Old Nessie. Nessie version 2, second had a child right here.
It's solid, baby.
I like to take the log. I like to take the log scale off. What's that?
Well, how fast when are we getting to a penny? When do you think we'll get to a penny?
Geez. Man, I didn't think that we'd get to half a cent this fast.
Hey, let me soak in half a penny right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty. Half a penny is just like I was like, oh my gosh, we hit half a penny already. Like I wasn't expecting that until a big payday at least. So
okay. So I was dreaming penny by by big payday. That was my. I wasn't going to say nothing, but I'm dreaming a penny. Half a penny was what I was expecting by big payday. We're barely in this, and we hit a half a penny.
Yeah,
6 months, almost 6 months in, we already at half a penny. That's
right.
great.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's how I feel. Like, it's just a little bit crazy. I like now that we're past the half a penny mark, like maybe, we come see some consolidation for a little bit, probably, something like this, like we saw. But I mean, the consolidations are even, they're even pumpy. You just consolidate and then you start pumping even more. It's like, you don't, we haven't really came down a whole lot except for this part.
That is beautiful. Beautiful.
Right, half a nickel by big payday. JC Miller says, "Yikes, that'd be insane." The only reason I say yikes is just like I think I'm getting nervous because I'm looking at taxes. I'm like, oh my gosh, taxes.
Just you can afford to get you a good expert and get it taken care of that way.
No, yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, when you start owing like double digits in taxes, it's just like, what did I do?
I thought you was in the 555 club. The 555.
Not everything. I'm in the 350 club too.
Yeah, exactly.
I might yell 5555, but I got 350 too.
Yeah, I got them all out. I got them all.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, but check this out. So I'm not sure, and this isn't financial advice, but big payday has fallen before tax. Your taxes have to be realized. So, if with the good, what do you call it? The
good accounting
feature, using that at the end of the year, there might be some tax shelter there to push things off. Talk to an expert, of course, but because of where it falls. And that feature, there might be something to that. That might be something we're all going to be looking at in the future here in the next few months.
That's a good problem to have, huh?
The tax problem is a damn good problem to have, as long as you're on the right side of it.
Right, baby. Right, man. Right.
It's not a bad thing for a Hexer to be put into a tax situation.
Yeah, with a tax bracket, baby, up here.
For real.
When is big payday? Is it an exact date? When is this?
November 19th is the day, but then I think it doesn't realize until the 20th, right?
I think you get paid out on the 20th, I believe.
Okay, pay out on the 20th.
Yeah, everything. I think the date counts and then it rolls on the 20th, because you know how when you do the AA, you have a 24-hour period, whatever, before it rolls.
Right.
It's the same situation.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there's our other bro. He showed up.
Who's that? Crypto Coffee?
My homie, Litecoin.
The one and only Litecoin Moses.
Oh, it's Litecoin. He came in with that. Nice. You're only Litecoin Moses.
That was Q cut right there, man. Boom.
I was getting sent memes all the time about that Jesus thing I did.
Did you see all the memes they made? The memes did?
This is a new person. What's up, Bitcoin4life?
Dude, that's Bitcoin4life. Look, he's jacked, bro. Look at this guy, man. I was expecting some corn-fed Louisiana-looking freaking, boy's jacked, man.
You can get steak, baby, from Hex. Hex give me steak, baby.
I'd like to get whale pool guys in a room with all of us in it.
I'm gonna come right back in. My audio's not coming in right.
Okay.
Right, cool.
Give me a second.
Get them shit talking whale pooler guys in this room, boy. 2 Marines, freaking jacked ass Bitcoin4life and Moses there. You guys, you boys wouldn't stand a chance in that room.
Who is that? Where are they?
You gotta see the stream, man. These are some YouTubers that got up and
you guys see this?
Some shit.
Did you guys see this? You didn't reach your daily quota or referral quota. Your daily referral quota. No, Richard, no.
You need to put you in a GIMP outfit.
Yeah. Oh, geez. People's memes these days.
Oh, there's Moses. Oh, let's see. How's that? Your audio good now, brother?
I can hear you. I can hear Hexologist. Let me hear Bitcoin.
What's up? Can you hear me?
No.
Can you hear me?
Damn it. What the hell?
Really? You can't hear him?
I can hear the 3 of you now. Well, 2 of you now. Wait, let me try third time's the charm. Let's see if that works. Oh my God.
Litecoin Moses.
parting the hex fees for us.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Right, I'm gonna pull that down. Maybe that might be what's got us all.
Maybe.
Oh, he popped out again. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, he said
They
it
say
didn't
come
work.
back the third time to charm. He'll come back.
So let me ask you a couple questions so people can get to know you a little bit. So this is the first time we got to see you, so that's cool, man. Because usually, your streams are always done on your cell phone or whatever. First of all, how long have you been checking out Hex? How long you been in crypto? Just give us a little background, if you don't mind. Just tell us who you are, what you're doing.
Hey, I mean, I got in crypto actually right at the end of BitConnect. I started hearing about BitConnect, but I never got in it. That's the only thing that what people were talking about on, YouTube is BitConnect. And of course, Trayvon James, Craig, and all them. So I started following those guys. And P3D was the first thing I actually got in, was P3D. And from then on, man, I've been in there. I'm a Tron guy, so I got in Tron, the Tron games, you know what I'm saying? All that. And then the platform, I've been in the lending platforms and then the percent daily platforms and all that. And then I started hearing about Hex last year. And the reason I got into Hex because all the FUD. I'm like, wait a minute, if everybody is 100%, I'm against the grain. I'm like, let me see what's going on.
Follow the FUD, right?
Right. Man, if you listen to Richard speak, he's a very smart guy. I'm like, this guy is something. He is very intelligent. You might like him, his delivery, but he's intelligent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, man, I got in. I didn't get in day one. Well, I got a lot of referrals. I have a lot of referrals. So I didn't have to get in there. There you go. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, man. Perfect.
Hey,
What's up, dude?
So you got in day one. Did you get into?
No, he didn't get in day one.
Oh, he didn't get in.
You got referrals though, day one, right?
Yeah. I was talking about it. I was leading up to it. I was doing YouTube videos on it, but I got so many referrals. I didn't buy in day one. I bought in like day 5 and on from there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's all give a round of applause. Nice job, bro. I was the FOMO. I FOMO'd in day one with like a third of my stack. Yeah, a third of my stack into day one. Not full FOMO, but yeah.
I would have, but I got so many referrals, man. I didn't need. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I mean, I told Richard that shit. I was like, dude, I was waiting for the project to come out, like 4 weeks. Yeah, I mean, and I know, like, but it was good that they were double checking the code and getting everything done right. Where a lot of other projects, they'll just speed it up and then there's mistakes in the code.
Because it was delayed, wasn't it? Wasn't it delayed?
Yeah,
forever.
For a while. Yeah.
That's why I fell asleep for a month. I would have FOMO'd in too, but it kept getting delayed, and I fell asleep and shit. I didn't wake up until like January 30th, and I was like, "Oh shit, I forgot to get in Hex."
You got in January, February?
I got in in February. I got in February, but I've been watching it for years, and the last 2 years, ever since he called the end of Bitcoin, I was watching Richard and watching what he was doing and watching Hex and the project and everything, and I was like, I'm gonna get in. As soon as it launches, I'm gonna be there launch day. And I fell asleep.
I got in because he always talked about the technology. He rarely talked about money. He always talked about the technology. Yeah. So that's what got me. He always talked about technology.
Yeah.
So
that's what I find funny is that there's all these YouTubers and Bitcoin maximalists and all these people that are supposed to be some smart motherfuckers, right? They're supposed to be smart. They're supposed to know what they're talking about. And they don't take the time to even read the code or look what the hell it's all about. Or they shit talk Uniswap, and they don't even know what that's all about. When in all actuality, it's everything that they've been talking about for the last 10 fucking years.
That's
and none of them read the code.
Exactly. Right. That's what crypto was supposed to be about. Is just like decentralized people, like no exchanges that I'm giving my keys to or giving my money to hold on to it. It's like
license, social security code.
Hey, here's a picture of me.
No KYC. No KYC.
Here's my kid's fingernails.
People are dumb, man. People are just dumb.
I started seeing the change maybe like early 2017 when I started seeing like they were slowly implementing like kind of banks on the blockchain. If that makes sense. Yeah, like the KYC stuff. Like I remember like the first time I even had to take a picture for something for Binance, and I was like, what the fuck? Binance was doing kind of a light KYC sort of.
Yeah.
That's when I realized XRP was FedCoin, man. That's what I was like, that's what they're doing with that thing, man. They want to get all your info and control this shit.
I mean, just to what was it? Coinbase? No, it was the wire. I was trying to do wire the other day to do the transfer, and they were like, "You have to do the front and back of your your no your ID." Like they wanted my driver's license, the back and front of it, and
that's
social
on the
security number,
though, bro. That's
well, I know, but
site.
they wouldn't let me do it unless I KYC. They wouldn't let me do
That's
unless
strange.
I KYC'd. Yeah,
because I got in the back end one time. I was able to get on just through MetaMask and buy some. Yeah, and then the next time I tried, it wouldn't work. They wanted me to go to the regular site, and I was like, no. As soon as they asked me for my IDs and stuff, I said, I'm done with you guys.
Yeah. I think there's a way to do it through KuCoin. I think you can do it through KuCoin, and that's no KYC, but they limit you on how much money, like if you're taking like some big money. Yeah, 2-3 Bitcoin or something like that. But then they have like this weird stuff where you can just essentially bribe your way to higher tiers by holding their coins. Yeah. That's probably one of the better exchanges in South Korea. But like, yeah,
but you can bribe your way in.
That's what it seemed to me. It's not a bribe, but you just have to hold this many coins on this, and then you get access to this tier. So essentially, I'm providing you Bitcoin instead of yeah.
That's how I feel every time I pay Ethereum an extra 20 cents to get my transaction going through. I was like, damn,
man, the fees, what the fees,
fees are bad, dude. Fees are bad.
I don't want to sit there and watch it freaking time out all day. So it's like, just hit the damn button. That's a good marketing plan right there, man. Yeah. That was good.
Every item on Decentraland that I'm paying for right now, I'm essentially getting hit with like a 25% tax. Because of gas.
Damn.
Yeah, but it's worth it because it's like it goes up and stuff. But damn, if it wasn't going up and the price was just stagnant for a long time, then people would just be like, "Fuck, man, I can't even." It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got some eats. Hold on.
All right. Yeah,
that's
dude.
Cool,
dude. What's up, Litecoin? What are you up to today, man?
Nothing, man. I'm just trying to figure out this little sideways thing going on. So you heard about the whole Ethereum 2.0, right?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah. Well, isn't it so? Okay, so you know what happened with Bitcoin, right? When like the fork war started happening with Bitcoin Cash and everything because they were pissed off about like block sizes and stuff, right?
Yeah, I was here for it. It was pretty entertaining at the time.
That's when we got introduced to Richard.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Isn't it kind of weird that none of the people that mine Ethereum are crying right now about Ethereum 2.0? Isn't it weird? Well, right? Like if we're talking about these miners that they're like we're taking their income away, right? To make Ethereum, right? Why aren't they crying, right? And I don't know.
Isn't it GP or is the ASICs? Is it no? Are they ASIC resistant Ethereum, or can you
they just mine on GPU, don't they?
So I mean, it's like a retail trade, like retail guys kind of mining it, then, right? Maybe is that what maybe it's more because maybe they're thinking or they're talking about how. I mean, it makes sense. Why aren't they talking about it a little bit more? You would think that they would, but yeah, I don't know. If
it mostly was retail guys, the retail guys would be crying more on Twitter. You'd see because you don't. It's like kind of like Richard says. You don't hear miners anywhere. The miners are not your friends. They we don't see them anywhere, right?
Yeah.
But if this is retail miners, then we'd see them everywhere on Twitter just crying and bitching like this is so fucked up. I don't want like look what happened with Steam It, right? Steam It because Tron took it over. They fucking forked away from it. They made highs.
Yep.
But anyway, what my point is like what I'm thinking is going on is that they kind of got the background saying, hey, we're gonna pump up Ethereum Classic, and then you guys are gonna be able to mine on Ethereum Classic, so you won't lose your mining income. That's why I think what's going on right now.
Is that what you think Ethereum's pumping?
Why the Classic?
Classic. I mean, Ethereum
Classic is pumping.
Yeah, it's because I think they're pumping up the price so it becomes feasible to mine it, and that's kind of why I think the miners aren't crying so much. So they're gonna say, "Hey, save up your Ethereum. You're gonna get a nice dividend off of the Ethereum 2.0 staking, and you'll be able to like mine on Ethereum Classic and make money too as well." So you guys, you're actually getting twice the money. Okay. And then everyone's like, cool, because I got to make more money. And that's why we're not seeing the crying from like the Bitcoin transaction because there was at the time there was no Bitcoin Classic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think
that like they also like it seems like Ethereum really likes whatever Vitalik says is kind of like word, and it's whatever Vitalik says, it's like okay, yeah, that makes sense. They don't really fight Vitalik a lot of the time. It's mostly like pretty pretty much everybody agrees with whatever he says. I mean, he's super intelligent, so why not agree with him? But it seems that's how I've viewed the Ethereum.
I mean, every project out here, from Tron to like Litecoin and everything, it's like every coin has a god emperor. You know what I mean? He's like the head of church and state, essentially, right? The main figurehead. And it's sort of like
there's got to be one.
Each coin is outside of Bitcoin and maybe a couple others essentially have a king.
Well, Bitcoin even has one. Satoshi, if you really think about it, like
yeah.
But
he's like the martyr. He's the martyr of it.
Well, and then you got like 12 disciples for Bitcoin out there, you know.
Yeah.
And freaking, you know,
Roger Ver Judas.
11. You got 11 now.
Someone betrayed him. we got a Judas in the
Judas got Judas.
Judas.
Judas was like, "Oh my God, you too, Brutus." Brutus.
and then there's this. Somebody just brought this up. So this is like what's going on in so it's just interesting, the mining chain and the staking chain. So it's almost like, you know, crypto's going to be, I've always thought that it was going to be split into two camps that way, with the miners and the stakers, you know. And I mean, I chose a side a long time ago that whatever, I got into some staking coins that were just, you know, shit coins, and you know, I didn't get a hold of my keys and all that crap, and you know, bots and this and that and the other. But I've always looked, that's the one thing about Hex that I really thought, okay, this is finally the real staker. This is the real stake coin right here. You know, the one that's going to kind of rule them all or be the first.
Yeah.
But I guess what's the other one that just launched? It's doing really well. It's
Tezos.
Yeah, Tezos. They're sitting 30, 39 or something like that.
Yeah.
No, they're number 10.
They're 10. Top all the staking.
Oh, they're top.
Dude, I've been saying this for a while. We're not in the fork wars anymore. We're in the stake wars now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're like everything's staking. All right, so Tezos I found out the fact. So Tezos did stake first before Hex. They were staking, but just not that many people were doing it at the time.
Baking.
Yeah. Let me put my skirt on. Baking. Yeah, you're right. Hex stakes, Tezos bakes. Tezos bakes.
We're sizzling over here. They're baking in the little oven with their aprons on.
Well, anyway,
they got off to a rough start though. Tezos took them.
Yeah,
it did really take them a long time. They were out in 2017, weren't they? Like at the end of the they've been out
October, I think. October of 2017. But
so I remember watching the lawyers show that Tone Vase always had on, and he said that he was trying to sue Tezos. One of the lawyers was, because of whatever reasons, you know, because they always try to sue everybody. It's like, oh geez, why are you know? That's for I don't know, but it seems like they have a working product now, at least from what my understanding.
Ain't Cardano staking? And they don't stake?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. So it's Tezos was first, then Hex, then Cardano. It looks like, and then Ethereum, and then after that, there's going to be
coming out in this second quarter this year. 2.0. That's not coming out second quarter this year.
I think it is, but it's just they're not giving the time yet. But they just said second quarter, and it looks like if I had to put my money on which one's going to be first between Cardano and Ethereum, it's probably Cardano, because they want to like say that they beat Ethereum to staking probably. But it looks like, from what I've seen of what the head of Cardano has been talking about, it seems like Shelly is on its way, the testnet and all the I've seen all the testnets and all the mining pools and stuff, and all that stuff's coming out, but that stuff hasn't come out yet, and Hex is out already. So
Hex is out already.
It's completed. Yeah.
So Bitcoin for life. On that, now the original staking was the games. Games were the original stakers in all of crypto. Like, you know, BitConnect was the big claim. It was like, you know, you're staking your coins. In all actuality, they were holding on to everybody's shit, you know, and they didn't really have what they said they had. Explain to us what the games are about, why you do them, what's so exciting about them. Give us your take on the game.
Now, I didn't get it BitConnect, so I don't know how that worked. But the reason the game I'm in now is the Hex Max. This is the difference of Hex Max. Okay, I'm gonna use round numbers. Okay, let's say you got 1 million Hex.
Okay.
You stake 1 million Hex in the AA lobby without any games, right? Let's say you get 1 million Hex on big payday, so that's 2 million Hex, right? And let's say you get 1 million Hex that's in rewards leading up to that, right? That's 3 million Hex, right?
Okay.
You get a total of 3 million Hex, right? Just
saying.
Round number, just saying. You take that same million put it in the Hex Max, you're still staking through the lobby. You still get the big payday, but you get Hex in rewards from the contract. And you're going to get more in rewards than you're going to get from just staking in the AA lobby. You're going to get way more. So you're going to get like 5 more million Hex just through Hex Max. And you're still going to get your staking rewards. You still get your big payday rewards. You see what I'm saying? It's the same. It's just you get more reward. You get more Hex through Hex Max.
So I heard you say that. So you're saying that every individual player that gets into the game is actually staking through the contract. So their coins are staked.
Yeah.
And then those gains will be realized on big payday, just like any other stake would.
Yeah.
But for some reason, the game is able to control. How are they keeping that liquid is what I'm saying. If it's staked already, how is the game controlling you from pulling out or you know what I mean? How can it be even manipulated at all if it's not liquid Hex?
Well, see, it's not being manipulated because you get a percentage of what you put in. Like if I put in $1 million, you put in 10 million, you get more of the rewards that's coming into the game. You see what I'm saying? The game pays you on people coming in and out. You get dividends on people moving around. Each time somebody pay for that. Right, you get a little piece. You get some Hex. If I go in and come out, you get Hex. Whoever's still in the game get Hex. You get Hex. Do it whole time. You know what I'm saying?
Is the way they pay for it is because Baker pays better? Is all the sums getting summed together into a contract, or
yeah. If you look at it, all of it goes into one pot. All of it's
one contract.
Okay. It's one contract.
You get charged 10%. You get charged 10%. So that 10% goes into a contract. All that whole 10%, everybody's 10% goes into a contract. You get charged 10% in and 10% out when you withdraw, when you leave. Mm-hmm. All that 10% goes to a contract and gets rewarded to the strong hands or whatever, the people that's still in the contract. You see what I'm saying? So
that's on big payday, everybody's going to get what they put in and their realized gains from big payday.
And so here's the difference. You get your rewards. You can get them daily. You can withdraw your rewards every day, even while you're staking. The rewards, the Hex you get from Hex Max is liquid. You get it. You can withdraw it today and turn it to Ethereum. It's the same. You see what I'm saying? It's not held up. It's not held up to big payday. You can stake for 7 days. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You have to do it to understand. But that's
what happens what happens when you try to get out early. Like if you staked for 7 days in the Hex Max contract and you say you wanted to do 3 days and is it the same like how the
it's whatever you're staking through the lobby. It's the same as the AA. Yeah, it's whatever. Yeah, you can even a lot of people figure up their little calculator that's on the lobby. That's how they figure out it's the same because it's the same. You get paid the same Hex. No, it's the same. The only difference is you get rewards from the Hex Max contract because you get charged a 10% fee to get in. Right. That 10% fee is how they, you get rewarded. You drip to your reward. So over time, like you get a lot of rewards. Like I showed mine. I got like 190-some thousand in Hex just from being in the contract. That's just last week.
Yeah.
That's about.
I watch every day. You click it, and you're pulling your rewards down, and like, look, this is what I got there. This is what I got here. So every day you're scooping little bits of Hex up.
So okay, just so I understand. So let's just say I put 1 million Hex into this contract, and it charges me 10%. So that means I'm staking for 900,000 Hex. And you don't have to
stake. Let me say you don't have to stake. Now you get in the contract and not stake. You don't have to stake.
So that means I'm a liquidity provider.
No. Well, your 10% is a liquidity provider, but your 900,000, you can just be in the contract. So you can get your rewards just from being in the contract. You can stake your 900,000 for 3 days, 7 days, 100 days, 555, whatever. It's the same. You know what I'm saying? You don't have, but you don't have to stake. You're not tied into the contract. You're not locked up. You see what I'm saying?
It's liquid. It's liquid to you, and only 20% is gone.
There you go.
Gotcha.
There you go. Like you can come and go as you please. Like it's a game. Basically all it is. It's a contract.
You got to realize your 20% though before you get out, because that's how you win. Is realize your 20%.
Right. Gotcha. So you put in 1 million, you get 900,000. You left with 900,000. So ideally, you want to make up that 10,000 before you leave. You know what I'm saying? But
20.
You know, but that's quickly realized. That's quickly realized. You know what I'm saying? You get rewards, and if you stake, you get those staking rewards, and it adds up so quickly. You got so much HEX coming in. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's just fun. It's just fun. You know, but
Now,
I know all regular HEX guys. Y'all just the AA line.
I'm a grandpa over here, man.
yeah, I'm like a boomer. I'm a boomer. I'm a
boomer?
hex boomer. I'm a hex
I'm a hex
boomer.
Hex boomer.
Look.
Oh, my bags, my hex boom bags.
I don't play those newfangled games. I just play with my CDs. That's how
I
I
got
want.
kids. I got
My
college.
I've got
My railway
5,005. I've got stakes older than you.
It's all good. It's all good. Everything is everybody. Man. Everything is not. You know.
Oh yeah. I think that they're awesome. I think that the games are awesome. I just don't ever play them because I don't know enough about them. And like what you're saying, like they sound pretty awesome. Maybe I will put like 100 or 200 hex in there just to check them out.
I've got some liquid that I've been wanting to play
pizzas.
with. I'm just scared.
Yeah, two pizzas.
I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I'm interested because obviously I'm interested because as soon as I heard Bitcoin for Life, I was like, okay, this guy, not only is he funny, he knows what he's talking about. He's smart. He's smart. Now, he's one of those brothers. I grew up in Inglewood. I don't know if you know where that is Bitcoin for Life, but I grew up in what's called the Wood. That's like downtown LA. That's the heart of it. Yeah, that's the heart of it right there. So I grew up in that neighborhood. So when I heard you, it resonated with me. I'm like, oh man, this is one of them smart guys from the hood. He gets it. He knows what he's talking about. He's street smart, but he's intelligent. So I heard you talking, and so I said, okay, well, if he's involved in this, I want to see what this is all about. And I know the culture. I know.
I have an ontology node, man. Come on.
Oh shit, ontology node. Damn, does that thing pay out pretty well?
No, but I have.
No.
I gotta keep it.
I got an ontology node.
That's all right. No, I don't have any nodes. Like I'm always like, damn, these guys that have nodes must have like some pretty big bags. I always looking at stuff like because they're pretty good passive income if from what I hear. Like pretty much any node. But
that's the best thing about HEX. When you compare something against HEX, there's no comparison. You know what I'm saying? HEX is the best thing on the market, bar none. It just is.
I know.
So far.
I know so far.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Litecoin.
Like even if the price stayed like this until December or something, it still had surpassed everything else on the market completely. It's pretty insane. I mean, it's pretty bad.
And it's so bullish because so bullish. I think because everybody still hates it until people start switching their the light switch goes off, and then it really is going to start pumping. Yeah. Like I don't think we've even started the rockets on the spaceship yet. Yeah. Oh, what are we doing?
I'm trying to get this off because I think that it's holding up. Hold on a second. I think it's holding up.
I'll stop share. There we go.
There we go. I don't know if it's holding up coffee from getting in or not. So,
okay, yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, guys.
Now, but HEX has made it when we arguing about how much X is it? Is it 8X? Is it 50X? Is it 20X? What does it matter? You know what I'm saying? Like we arguing on how much X it is. It's crazy.
Well, what's cool is the community has the same kind of excitement that BitConnect had behind it. So of course they're all looking at us like we're a bunch of Trayvons and Carloses when all that was going on, and they were all on their boats and shit with the girls on the bikini. I mean that shit was funny, man. Oh my god, that was funny. But they had a legitimate scam going on there, and I don't know if those guys actually knew what was going on. I mean, I know they probably had some kind of an idea that something was fishy was up, but it was. We've got that same kind of excitement going on here with everybody's just like, holy moly. Because, I mean, you look at the wallets, man. I mean, holy.
I think Chris Mata guy really got rinsed out on that, man. Yeah, I don't think he knew what was going on.
I've tried reaching out to him.
No.
Carlos Matas.
He lost everything, dude. That guy really did. He got cleaned out bad.
Yeah, he has it on his, like, he had a YouTube channel and he talks about it. He's like, I just get into these stupid things, and like, so I've been scammed out of many times before, and that's that's why his wife didn't believe in him. Yeah, he was like, that's why my wife didn't believe in me. He had a YouTube channel.
I know he pulled it all down though. It's all gone.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah, it's all gone.
Dang.
I've been trying to reach out to it.
I bet you can find it.
Yeah.
You know, they use that against us though. They use that against us, like Trayvon is they don't research the product HEX. They say, well, if Trayvon and those guys are marketing it, it's just to be a scam. That's how they do it. That's their way out, So
they tried it. They try to lop us in with the BitConnect guys. They're like, "Oh, you guys are just the next BitConnect guys." It's like, we have an actual working product, guys, and we're the only working product that I've ever seen in the crypto market that's completed, finished, done. You don't have to worry about it. There's no roadmap. How is that the it's like, geez, guys, come on. Is that all you guys got?
And the contract can always pay its interest. Obviously, price can vary. But if you put 1 million hex in and it's set, or 100,000 hex or 1 hex, and it tells you it's going to pay you 3 at the end, you're going to get your 3.
Yep.
Period. It's always going to be able to pay you.
There's no bugs. It has been running smoothly since day one.
Yep.
He ain't come out and say, we down for maintenance. I mean, nothing.
No.
Yep. All audited 3 times. All this nonsense that they keep. They don't know. They don't know, man.
Yeah, they just don't know. They don't know what they don't know, and so it's easier to scream scam than try and figure it out. Plus, like that gaggle of clowns today. They I mean, they had 140 viewers on their channel, dude. That's a bad day for you, Hexo. And a daily show.
I've been getting up to like 300 now. I've been getting 300 viewers on the show, man. Like, the chat was just flying the other day when I was doing that giveaway.
You can't even keep up with the chat no more. You can't even keep up with the chat no more.
It's just like, I'm like, guys, when I'm the only mod in there, it's like, oh shit, man. Hexo's having to pull shit out, and I'm like, man, I can't even keep up with this shit.
Yeah. You basically have to say you're a girl to get Hexo's attention.
Hell no.
But those guys, they're just.
I know those guys. I know that they're not girls.
Hey, the other thing is,
I ain't no simp.
Half of the people on that stream today, probably 3/4 of them, were all Hexicans, man. They were on the chat just blowing it up. I didn't see anybody supporting them.
Nope. Yeah, it was all down. Like, everybody was like, "You guys are just awful. You guys are they have 18,000 subscribers on their YouTube channel, and they only can get like 122 views on their on other view. And like, they had 170 people watching, and most of them in the chat was all hex.
Nobody was jumping on.
You guys are the scammers, Whalepool. You guys.
You know who that sound like? You know who that sound like? I don't know his name, but you know.
Oh yeah.
He don't even do videos though, boy. He's so mad. They keep taking my video.
He pulled all his shit down.
I think he pulled all his shit down. Yeah, he actually scammed off of his YouTube channel. He actually scammed YouTube.
Wonder when his coin's coming out.
Oh, scared.
Hey, so Bitcoin for life. How much you think Trayvon's sitting on right now? How much hex you think he has?
I think Trey got about, if I had to guess, I know he has 26 million. I know that. But if I had to say total, I'd say he probably got about 40. And Craig probably got about 60 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is gonna make them. They're gonna end up getting what they wanted to get from BitConnect.
I thought they would get a little bit more, like with the because I know, isn't there like
that's the contract itself probably.
Oh, well, the contract, like the dev fee, isn't there like a 1% contract or dev fee that they have?
Goes to Satoshi. So Satoshi is the developer. So he's the developer of it.
Okay.
No. He's not.
Do you know?
I mean, whoever makes it can get paid as much as they want. For all I care, I don't really care what they get paid, as long as people know that what they're getting paid. I don't really.
Oh yeah, it's all in the FAQ. It's it tells you the referral reward, all. Like, I mean, I think if a dev come up with something, he should get paid for it. Like, if Hexologist come out with something, He should get paid for it. Like, it's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, people thinking that Richard is getting like, the OA address. Even nobody knows who it is, but if it was him, it's like, and like he made such an awesome product that maybe he should actually get paid for what he has. Well, but he's gonna be a trillionaire. It's like, well, maybe he came out with such an innovative project that he should be a trillionaire. I don't know. Like, if that's what people think that he should get, then that's what people think that he should get. Right. I don't know. I hate, man. I don't.
It's like all these capitalists out there that go, oh, well, if you build your company, no taxes, you should be able to keep everything you make. This is, what is this? Communism? Socialism? Shut the fuck up, man. What the hell is that all about?
Nobody ever says, well, Sam Walton shouldn't get that much money for coming up with Walmart.
Yeah, exactly.
How much of a talent got from Ethereum? Like Charles Hoskinson. Nobody ever follows these guys' bank account. Yeah. Boy, they follow
they all have printing presses. Literally every outside of course Litecoin, because he sold his coins.
Of course.
No, but I'm serious.
Come on, man. You think he still doesn't have a bag somewhere nobody knows about under his?
Maybe. Who knows? But
he's got him a little treasure underneath his mattress somewhere with some Litecoin on it.
He bought the dip. He he sold it and then bought the dip.
Yeah, I know. I know I bought the dip. I bought it $22, so I'm sitting pretty right now, at least on that little thing. But what I'm trying to say is, like, all these coins that have these leaders and stuff, or have these foundations, they all have a printing press, essentially, from XLM, XRP, fucking Ethereum, every coin we can just go down to the entire list. They all have a printing press, essentially, where they can just pay themselves whatever they want, essentially. Within reason.
Garling House,
Garling House, all them, they were the richest people on the planet for like 2 days. What XRP was $3. Literally, they interviewed them. It was like the weirdest interview too. He was just in a boat in boat shoes and stuff. It would look super stupid. It was in the smallest little boat ever, and he was just like, "How does it feel to be the richest man in the world?" Well, it's pretty cool. And then after that, he's fucking.
I bought it too. That was what made me hate XRP. I bought like $3 at $3, and I was like, "Here we go, we're going to the moon. I'm part of the XRP army, boys. Here we go, we're going." It's just like, dang. It's like, no.
Come on, we all had a day in 2017 where we were like, "Man, I'm sitting on top of the world."
Yeah, we all were.
Man, I had like a week where I was like, "Honey, board it shit up. We're moving to Hawaii. This is all over with." It's
Hey, Brissology, man. To you, man. Fuck yeah.
Brissology.
Fuck yeah, man.
Houses. Damn.
He bought his house. Yeah, dude. People slept on Litecoin for a long time. Litecoin was pennies for years, and then
I remember seeing it pretty
boom and launched to 300. I mean, dude, it's crazy what kind of, like, if you have, like, that's the other thing I always talk about, dollar cost averaging and stuff, because most people don't have tons of cash to actually buy. Like most people, I mean, if you look at the statistics and shit, most people don't even have $500 in their bank account, Yeah. So if you're able to dollar cost average over years, over a bear market, you're able to accumulate a decent amount of money. And then when you get a ramp up in the alt market or in Bitcoin and everything, you have some serious cash for your life, And then if you play it right, the next cycle is when you get fucking filthy.
Yeah. So cool. That's what's cool here. We got a bunch of different views on your money and how to spend it and how it looks and all that. So that's another thing I wanted to ask Bitcoin for Life was, you talk on your show a lot about, spend some money, take some dividends, realize some of those profits and spend it. Talk about the mentality behind that, because I'm going to be honest. I got every damn coin I've ever bought, every penny I've ever put into it is still sitting in there. I ain't touched none of that shit. I ain't bought nothing. I ain't spent nothing. But I'm an old man. I'm in my 50s waiting for retirement, trying to get the hell out. You know what I mean? So you guys have it a little different than me. You guys are young men. You guys have a lot to still realize before you have to worry about what I'm worried about, So explain to me the mentality of, realizing some profits, taking a little bit of your liquid HEX. Do you have some staked out for a long time that you've got saved for, your future or whatever? Tell us about that.
No, I don't. I don't have a long stake, but I have HEX everywhere. If you see my video, I have HEX. I haven't even exited out the cut. I have a bunch of HEX. I ain't even minted yet. So my mentality is fun for me. If I don't like Richard said on his stream, if it's just paper money, it's just on the screen if you don't realize it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We all we go in our MetaMask. I'm looking, ooh, look at that. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? To me, I take out $1,000 in a minute right here in my pocket. Give me some Uber Eats. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it makes it more fun. It makes people so worried. Like somebody like Hexologist, he cool, calm, and collected. Everybody don't have the temperament that he does. To stake for a long time through the big payday and not worry about it. That's fine. But most people in Hex come from these platforms and stuff like that. They don't have that mentality. So to me, it's fun. It allows you to buy more Hex and be in it and go in the lobby and stuff. Like, I don't even know if Hexologist ever spent any. I don't think he ever even sold it.
I bought pizzas. I bought pizzas with it. One time. That was it.
So there's my point. The pizzas are my point. So, and this is just my mentality where I sit. See, that kills me. I take some Hex and I put it away and I look at it and I see my gains. And you're right, it is. It's only on paper. I ain't never realized a damn thing. Those days in 2017 when I was a millionaire, I was like, it was only on paper and it went away. But now when I do look at it, I see, okay, like this gentleman saying, Jeff right here, he's saying you really only lose or win when you sell, right? So when Hexologist bought his pizza, he won the pizza. But today,
today I'm crying.
What's that pizza worth today? We seen that pizza go all the way up to what, $400 and something now?
Yeah, well, it was up to about $400. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's what breaks my little heart is right there. Is like, damn.
You never sold any Hex ever?
Not a single Hex.
Wow. I mean, that's good. That's good though. Good because you won because the price is going up. But when it got to half a penny, you couldn't get nothing. You didn't get nothing.
Yeah. I didn't get nothing, man.
Yeah, probably should have sold it a little bit, but hey, I'm still in for the pump. I'm in for the pumpamentals.
I'm on quarantine anyway, man. I ain't going nowhere doing nothing.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask y'all this. Will you sell anything before a big payday? Or no, you just never? I don't care if it goes to 2 cents. I'm not selling anything. That's the mentality.
No, after big payday, I'm selling. I'm paying my house off.
Before big payday.
Big payday, no, probably not. I'm gonna do like staking ladders, and I'm just gonna I'm gonna buy like all the principal that I have and just sell the interest and then stake it at the end of the ladder. So I'm always forever. I'm gonna be paid with Hex. Hopefully, I mean that's
you know what I'm gonna do. Goal. Just because my boy here is telling me about it, I'm gonna take a couple G's. I'm gonna buy some Hex, and I'm gonna play the game, and I'm gonna start spending some Hex every day. This is what I'm gonna do.
And your dividend, the rewards you get out of Hex Max, sell those. And you ain't lost nothing.
I'm gonna go get me some new kicks. I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna put a couple G's in there just to play with, so I can go realize that every day. Realize just a little bit.
Rewards, baby, get the rewards.
I'm damn sure gonna keep my receipts and see how much that shit cost me.
Where's my 10%? Where's my 10%? It's all good, man. It's all good. Hey, man, I gotta eat my Uber Eats, man. So it's been fun with you guys.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate it.
Thanks for coming out, man.
Damn, Alex.
Everybody, you got some Uber Eats sushi.
Yeah, go subscribe. Go subscribe to Bitcoin4life, dude. He's freaking hilarious.
Man, I appreciate y'all, man. Hex for life, baby. Let's do it.
Right on. We'll see you, man, and everybody check out his stream, man. It's
thank y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. I like Litecoin Moses. Peace, man.
Peace, later, bro. Have a good one. That was cool having him on the stream, man.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
I don't know where Coffee is. Coffee's still MIA. He said he was coming. Well, let me see Let's see here.
Yeah.
So what's going on, Moses? Tell us a little bit about
before going into anything.
What's that?
Always do your research before getting into anything.
Oh,
can you hear us, Litecoin? Oh, is audio just a scam?
I can hear you. It just.
Oh, he's lagging.
It's a scam.
Oh, is it lagging? It sounds like it's lagging.
I got that chat. Oh, there it is. I got that chat stuck up there. There we go. That's true though. You only win or lose when you sell.
Yep.
And
yep.
I've always wanted to spend a little bit, but man, I have a hard time doing it. I don't know. I'm just one of them. And it may be my age and my situation I'm in, but you know, because I don't know if you've ever paid on a house for 15, 16, 17 years and you're about to get out of it, man, there's something beautiful about getting the fuck out of it right now. You know what I mean?
I bet, dude. Yeah. Paying off a mortgage is like, I mean, that's where the word comes from. Like, right. Is it mort means like forever? Does it mean until your death? Like the MORT means until the death.
Well, to me, the whole mortgage thing has been a scam, you know?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Because
that's why I'm gonna try to make enough HEX to freaking just pay straight cash or just pay straight HEX for a house. That's my that's kind of my goal.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been able to get it. We bought our first house in 2000, and no, it was before that. It was 98. We bought our first house, and I've been paying a house payment ever since. You know, and I'm not any closer to getting done yet. So
yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh, you gotta take a second out and put a pool in the backyard and do all this kind of stuff. And living in California, man, it ain't cheap. That's for damn sure. So
you just get paid like tax like 30. Dude, I went to I went to California just this last year, and man, it's crazy. The fees, man, the fees on everything. You have so many fees on everything that it's like. So, it's like you go get a glass or a bottle of water, and they charge you just for the bottle of water. Like the plastic that it's in, they charge you 5 cents just for the plastic that it's in.
Oh yeah. So
I went and bought like 200 or 20 bottles of water, and it cost me $3 for all the bottles of water just for it cost me $3, but then it cost me whatever that is 5 times, you know, like $3 and another $3 of just tax that they put on top of it just for the tax.
So check this out. So the homeless people, they make a living off of those things because, you know, our recycling out here isn't like everybody else. Like you said, you got to pay that CRV, and that CRV value, man, it gives a nickel to a bottle of water, to a plastic bottle of water. So these cats are running around. They got bags, man. They're making some coin off of that, you know. So our homeless people, I mean, use that system.
That's true. That's a good, but it also then it you know, promotes being homeless. You know,
well, no, maybe why that you don't have to promote that out here. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true.
So in Orange County by Anaheim Stadium, I don't know if you ever saw this, Moses. This was a few years back. They've cleaned it up since, but there's a right behind Angels Stadium where the Angels play. There's a big riverbed, and that riverbed, and I mean, for like 2 miles. I mean, this was the sickest thing you've ever seen. It was straight up a city. A homeless city down there running down the riverbed. And I mean, it was packed. I'm talking thousands of people, not 100 people, not 80 people, thousands of people down there. And they finally, they started getting so much complaints about everything because there's certain places in California where they can just do it. It just doesn't matter. They can just set up camp, and they set up camp. There's freeways where they set it up, and there's these camps there. And you know, the problem with California is 24/7, it's nice. 365. It's nice weather. So no matter where you are, you ain't gonna die out on the streets because of the weather. So you know, so we have a lot of homeless, and a lot of them aren't from California. They're from somewhere else. True. They came here to be Hollywood movie stars and shit, and they ended up falling on their asses, and now they're in our streets. But anyway,
I mean, that sucks. That sucks for them. I mean, that's you know, it's kind of the I guess it's
they've caught a bunch of other states shipping them to California.
Yeah, that too. Arizona was doing it.
Like Idaho, I mean, it's just like we kind of allow them, but we don't like allow them to have like the tent cities. And if they do, you know, it's like, all right, you have to move if you're going to do that, or they'll fine you or whatever, they'll imprison you, which is whatever, you know, their own. But then, you know, and it gets cold. Like you don't want to do that here in the winter because it gets to, you know, below in the negative.
You're dead out there.
So it's like you can't be that homeless if you're homeless.
You can't be that homeless.
Yeah, you have to actually live in a house here. You have to have some source of heat.
Yeah, but you're right though, bro. We got fees on everything. So in my household here, I pay state and local taxes. Mm-hmm. I pay all those fees, like you said. I pay Melrose, which is a whole nother tax on top of the neighborhood. The neighborhood that I live in, they didn't have running water, sewers, all that electrical. So what they did is the new people who bought new homes out here, you have a tax called a mellows. And that means that you pay a little extra tax on top of your property taxes, which I pay those too. That mellows pays for all the services that were built out here where I live. And then on top of that, I pay an association fee to live in my neighborhood. So my neighbor doesn't paint his house pink or purple or blue, or I don't put the wrong tree in my front fucking yard or whatever.
Keep your garbage is out in the front yard for more than a day, or you get a fine.
So you're right. You know, it's crazy out here.
But it's also bad. Yeah. I mean, we have homeowners associations out here, but it's like.
But that's the price you pay for living in paradise, baby.
That's true. That's true. You guys do have like such an awesome, an awesome thing going on there. It's always nice. It's always sunny. And I mean, when I was in the Marines, I would live there for 4 years, and it was so nice. Like that, we would have to sleep outside. Oh, well, you were there. You were there, RG3. They'd make you sleep outside, and you're just
29 stumps.
29 stumps, or in Camp Pendleton, and it's always nice, and it's always training. You know, you're always training because it's always nice.
Yep. No, it is paradise out here, and besides all the people. You know, I mean, look, California, you've got every food in the world that you can imagine, like on the level of that country, where that's the kind of, a variety you have. Stores, the same thing. We've got stores out here that if you walked into them, you'd think you went to India or you went to Pakistan and it's everywhere, plentiful. You don't have to go but 2 cities away to find anything you want out here. Then we got our beaches and we got our mountains. I can go take all my guns and run out to the desert and go shooting. I can go surfing.
Well, maybe you guys don't have
that's
those.
A little harder today.
Well, where I live out in the IE. So, but I mean, that's what California is. And then the thing that makes it hard is all the people from somewhere else. Everybody's from somewhere else. Oh, Californians can't drive. Well, motherfuckers, you ain't never been. You've been from Wyoming all your damn life, and you come out here and you think you can drive. Well, why can't Californians drive 80 miles an hour on the freeway in the rain? Because you stupid fuck. You don't understand that when it rains here, because it hasn't rained for 2 friggin' years, the oil that's sitting on the damn freeway from the car's been sitting on it floats up to the surface, and it's not like your ice-soaked streets out there to get salted off every year. We got oil in the bottom of our shit, and when it rains, that shit comes up. And guess what? Every Wyoming guy or Idahoan is sitting on the side of the road with his pickup truck blasted into the freaking K-rail.
Like,
because
whoa.
So, but anyway, that's
RG3 is saying people from Idaho can't drive. Let's just say that right now.
It's the opposite here. Everybody
not in
from
California
Idaho is like, these damn Californians don't know how to drive in
not
snow.
in California. Yeah. No, I heard one of the boys you do your show with, that little fucking idiot, whatever his name is. He was talking shit about California. So I just wanted to say, it's all you guys from somewhere else who come here and do stupid shit that make it bad for all the people that've been here all their whole lives. So, whatever.
Don't sugarcoat it. Don't sugarcoat it, RG3. Tell us how you really feel.
You know what? I've just had it up to here with all the haters and all the idiots, man. It's a constant barrage of, just bullshit that we're
like
all
the
having.
Haters are getting a little bit where it's just like people are like, man, you're just kind of being a little bit mean to some of these guys. In my chat or something, somebody will be like pump and dump or just say some shit, and I'm like, all right, guy, dude, get out of here. And they're like, well, I was just trying to, it's like, dude. And people are like, man, it's kind of getting a little bit toxic in here. Sometimes you're getting a little angry. It's like, dude, I'm just tired of the haters, bro. Like, it's hard to like listen to them for the last 2 or 3 months, just constantly hitting you up and just like, all right, I get it, man, I get it. You're literally saying nothing new here.
No, you could only hear, and I love the way Richard handled it like a champ once again today. It's like they're just blasting him. I mean, calling people from the chat rooms idiots, these little, look at this and such, and they're just a bunch of pussies and they can't even come in here and get on my.
I did try to get on the team speak. They wouldn't let me talk. They wouldn't let me speak on it. They mute you until they give you permission.
Exactly. So
until
like,
they let you on. And I was like, well,
Yeah.
you have to like say why you want to get on. So I was like, hey, let me on. I'm a Hex Moon boy. I thought that would I thought that would piss them off enough to let
I
me
said I
on.
want to fuck you up.
They didn't let me. They didn't let me. They did not let me. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I guess this is a not decentralized. I guess this is a centralized team speak here. They won't let anybody just talk.
Well, and they might be just shit talking just to, get their own, pump their own shit, just to make it controversial or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Just,
They're clout chasing. They're for sure clout chasing.
Yeah.
Bitcoin. What do you guys think happens to Bitcoin after the halving? Like, what's
Nothing.
Litecoin Moses? Litecoin Moses.
dump
Do you got anything? You think it's a dump? Do you think that the price ever goes back up? I mean,
it's a dump.
It's a dump.
There's going to be 2 days of excitement either way.
Yeah, and then a dump down, probably 50%, maybe 40%, and then correction. Then we're probably going to hit the all-time highs in December or something.
You think all-time highs?
That's probably it's possible we could hit 14. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, okay. Unless I don't think the cycle high is going to be in December. It's probably going to have to be next year. Because we still haven't gotten a lot of the printing money to hit the market yet. But I mean, it could. I mean, it could start hitting us in June, July, and August, and everything when the economy's open and everything. Like they've been printing all this money.
True.
And then from there maybe it can get into the market, but I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. But I mean, I originally thought it was going to be this year the all-time highs, but I mean, the more it looks like it's going to be probably next year.
I'm on the fence of it's gonna dump and just stay there. Like I don't see anything for Bitcoin after this for years. Like there's nothing for it. I mean, it does have a few things like Lightning Network that's been in the the roadmap for years, but other than that, it's like
it's a fake pump.
Like there goes Litecoin.
He'll jump down.
He's angry. He's angry. No, I'm just kidding. No, so yeah, I just don't really think that Bitcoin has anything after this.
I think it's a pump,
like,
bro.
What does it have? Yeah, it's gone after that. I think that Bitcoin, and then it gets overtaken by Ethereum, and it kind of. I mean, I don't think it's gonna die, and I don't think that it'll ever go to zero. So I'm not one of those guys that think that it's like, oh, zero, Bitcoin's going to zero. I don't think of that. I just don't think that it'll be reigning number one forever. I think that it's going to, get overtaken at some point by another coin. Ethereum probably is the best likely choice, my choice of what I think that would actually overtake it. But Hex as well. But we'll come to that. There's got to be some onboarding onto Hex before any of that. Hex is pumping the market. Yeah, that's for sure, dude. That's what I think too. Hex.
So the halvening is, when does it? What does it happen? It happens at a certain block, right? Every certain amount of blocks.
Yeah. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's obvious. It's not a time frame. It's at a certain point in blocks, right?
Yeah, it's the blocks. It's just a block. I think it's just the block. Yeah.
And I've heard of the process, but you've never seen any activity during the halvening. It was always, 6 months later, a year later. Even if you go and look at the historical charts, you can see when the halvenings happened and how it pumped afterwards, but it took some time. So this halvening thing is all over Twitter.
Yep.
It's all over social media everywhere. I think, in my opinion, and it's all these maxis that are putting that up there. I think, it's my opinion, that they're trying to use this as a pump. They want to use this whole thing to get a pump going, to get their bags filled, and because they have no argument anywhere else. Anybody with any intelligence, with any real crypto intelligence, can sit there with all of them and call them on, the failures of Bitcoin. Now, it's the most successful crypto. It's Papa. We all love it. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Satoshi and Bitcoin and all that. We wouldn't.
I
be
respect
here.
that. I respect Bitcoin. I for sure love Bitcoin, but it's very much like you have to realize like some things get old and you don't use them as much anymore.
If we're fucking tech people, doesn't that make sense?
Yeah.
That you don't sit there on old technology. We're going to run Windows 95 for 20 years. Really? Is that what we want, folks?
That's true. That is true. I'm not gonna. I don't know.
Are we gonna run Windows 95
even
for 20
Litecoin,
years?
even Litecoin. I mean, they seem to be innovating a little bit even more than Bitcoin.
Because they can.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
Bitcoin, it seems like they don't have enough consensus that they're able to even get any. They can't get enough people to get anything passed anymore. You want to get security on it? Like, there's no way that they're ever going to get privacy on it because all the exchanges won't allow it. They're not going to allow the privacy to be on top of it because once you do that, you run into stuff like Monero where they won't touch it because people one thing on the darknet that you find on there and then it's all over. One transaction.
That's why I like the whole Mimblewimble thing going on with Litecoin eventually because from what it looks like, what Litecoin's doing right now is they're kind of betting against the Lightning Network essentially, saying that they think it's going to probably not fail, but I mean it's farther away than they think 5-10 years from now. So what they're
years for the Lightning Network?
There's barely any money in it at all.
Yeah, true.
There's a bunch of problems with it and stuff. It's not ready, and with Mimblewimble at least, like if it works on Litecoin, which I think it will, it's kind of cool because from there you can nothing changes on Bitcoin other than a little soft work with Mimblewimble on Bitcoin, but then from there you just choose the level of privacy wallet you like. Instead of doing all the Tornado Cash and stuff like that, you just choose the wallet. You probably still need a little bit of that, obviously, but the wallet for exchange will be like if I send Bitcoin to you, Hexologist, you can't see how much money I have. That's the minimum, right?
Right.
And then you have and then on the wallet, if you have a wallet with a little slider on it, you're able to slide the privacy all the way to the max where it gets on the level of Monero.
Okay, and then is it like not washing, but is it like mixing your coins up in like a pool?
It kind of is where all the coins don't matter. Like the network knows the number of the coin and how it's divisible, right?
Okay,
but from there, it doesn't matter. It just becomes a Bitcoin at that point. Everything's just a Bitcoin now, in a Satoshi now. Yeah, that's what's kind of cool about it. It becomes a Satoshi or a Bitcoin, and then from there, when I send you money, it's just a Bitcoin. It's like already washed already.
Okay.
It's not washed. It's just a blank. It's like I'm sending you a blank like a Bitcoin or a Litecoin, and that's what it is. And then that's it. There's no more of these little receipts. It kind of privatizes that, and that way it'll allow Bitcoin and Litecoin to move more fluidly, obviously. But I think there might be a failure on the Lightning Network. I hope not, but like it seems to me like there probably will be. But
Lightning Network isn't even Bitcoin. Like it's its own thing, right? It's like it's kind of like built on top of Bitcoin, I guess you could say.
But this is the big speculation, at least with once they put Mimblewimble on Litecoin, is that I think it's something that Zcash has. Essentially, they're going to borrow something from that, like ZK Snarks or something. They'll be able to put that on Litecoin, and that'll give Litecoin 100x speed.
Yes,
so they can use ZK Snarks on the Litecoin.
No, well, once you have Mimblewimble.
Oh, okay. So it's gonna be
it's a process. It's a process, but I think once you have that, then you can. If it works on Litecoin, then you soft fork into Bitcoin. Now you made Bitcoin 100 times faster. It's still only 600 transactions per minute or for every block, but that's way better than it's doing right now. So that seems more achievable, than
lipstick on a pig.
Yeah,
yeah. But now it's a little faster.
Bitcoin go faster.
I'm sorry.
It'll make Bitcoin 100 times faster, and it'll make Litecoin 100 times faster. So it'll be kind of like, Litecoin's 4 times faster than Bitcoin.
Bro,
that's what it is.
So that's one of the problems that I have with Bitcoin. Like if Bitcoin was faster, if you didn't have to wait, try to onboard somebody and send them a Bitcoin and be like, all right, now you got to wait at least 30 to 60 minutes, depending on how far the meme pool is. And if it's like 2017, I don't know, you guys were there for 2017, but try to send your coins in 2017. It could take a week. It could take a week to get your coins, and it was
I couldn't even send it with Ethereum. Ethereum used to take 4 to 5 hours.
Really?
Yeah. During the peak. That was November, December. I couldn't do it. So the only network that I could send it on was Litecoin. Everybody who had any money was sending it through Litecoin because the blocks, it was empty. The blocks were empty. People were transacting, buying it but no one's really buying anything with it, obviously. And then so I would all the time, I still do to this day. Just move Litecoin, boom, shoom, choom, change to another currency, and then
Right.
off to the races. Yeah, that's how you do it. And like even Ethereum now, I mean, Litecoin's faster than Ethereum, but just because Litecoin is kind of people are actually buying stuff with some Litecoin, but it's still there's no adoption yet. Obviously there's still like Litecoin still does like $1 billion, over I think $1 billion a month in transactions, which is fucking pretty good. It does billions of dollars in transactions. It's used, but the blocks aren't full. Like Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah. That's what that's the thing that when we do see the next bull run, the pool or like he'll get the blocks are going to be full for Hex, for Hex 2 on top of the Ethereum network. A lot of people are talking about like moving on to TRX because it's faster, but we're also losing the security then and stuff like that for.
Yeah, I mean they can always soft fork. They can always soft fork or hard fork. Let's just say everything goes like let's just say not Hex. I'm sorry, Ethereum doesn't drop 2.0. It's not as fast. It's really slow, and we're having problems with Ethereum. We can move over to Cardano, or TRX,
right?
And then we can just hop around to wherever network we need to do it, and that's it. I mean, we gain their speed essentially.
Yeah. That's what I think is so cool about Hex. Like people always, I get messages all the time of like, why are you guys even on the Ethereum? You guys can't even make your own blockchain. It's like, why pay all those fees and have like a huge a security issue with being 51% attacked and worrying about that? Why not just worry? Like it's so much easier to be able to just piggyback off of Ethereum or piggyback off of a ADA or any of these other platforms, TRX and stuff like that.
It makes way more sense. Are made for.
Exactly. It makes way more sense. It's like, why build a computer when you're just the software? Like we're just the software that's built on top of the computer. And why, we don't need to build another computer. We could just move the software to another computer.
It's like we're Minecraft, and then we can be on Windows. We can be on everything, PC and Nintendo and everything, Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
This all sounds so fucking stupid to me. I'm sorry, guys. We're sitting here talking about things that are so fucking complicated for people, and we're talking about mass adoption. The idiots out there can barely use their goddamn debit cards to swipe a transaction or put the card in, and we're talking about nimble wimble and wrapping this and doing that and this exchange and this way to onboard in 5 days to see your money and realize it, and then don't even talk about trying to get somebody into Hex after you've done all that bullshit.
Jeez. I've been trying to give away 150,000.
You actually watch that stream with
you can't even give away Hex.
I haven't even been able to give away two or 150,000
because people can't read.
Because they can't read and they can't follow instructions. Yeah,
it's going to be.
But like the one where the crypto coffee stream where he has the new guy.
Yeah, that was pretty eye opening.
Yeah, I was like,
and even Coffee couldn't get it. And Coffee's a smart motherfucker, and that guy was on Coinbase the whole time. Yeah, and Coffee was thinking that the dude was already in Uniswap.
Yeah, I don't know.
And and neither one of them had any clue. So shit like
I think Coffee did. I think Coffee did. He just probably didn't want him to like accidentally divulge his private keys or stuff like that. I think that's what he was like.
He thought his public key was his private key.
Yeah. He probably just didn't want to be like, oh, I got this, and I think that's what was going on.
But what I'm saying is, so you've all played the game where you whisper a little story in someone's ear, and they let it go around the room, and by the time it gets to the end of the room, it's a completely different fucking story, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we got going on here. On top of a technology that is cutting edge that nobody can seem to figure out. And then you got a bunch of cats being tried to be herded in this whole Bitcoin, fucking Ethereum / maxis / altcoins / my shit's better than yours, marketing this, marketing that. You got all this crap thrown into one big pile, and the whole rest of the world's just laughing at crypto. I'm going to be honest. I just want to give it from an outside perspective. I always tell you, look at the damn market cap. It ain't shit, guys. There's like two dudes with some real money can seriously buy the whole crypto market. It's not that big a fucking deal. So don't think too much of ourselves until we get this thing simpled down to where a simp ass dummy like myself can go out there. I mean, I had to study to get into crypto, man.
Yeah.
I had to study, and I can't teach it. I can't show people. Like my boy, he wants to get in really bad. He's got a bunch of ETH he wants to get in, and it's just he's not technically inclined at all. I can't do it, man. It's just I don't have the patience to do it.
I've done it with newbies, but it does take some patience. It's very much one-on-one. You have to it's adoption through like one-on-one, but it is time consuming to like, here's this. But once they get in, I think that they realize the actual, and if one person tells one person and they tell another person and they tell two, it's kind of like that where we have to spread it out like that. I think that it is kind of very but people don't care about the technology, to be honest with you. Like nobody cares about the technology. It's about the price.
No, it's about the price, but it's about how to use it, because how many new people out there are going to lose their keys, lose their wallets, screw up their computer, screw up their phone, mess up their two-factor identification, all that stuff. Any of those little things goes wrong and you lose your crypto. Yeah. Your investment, your hard investment that you risked to get into this thing, to this game and see the mad gains or whatever, and then you lose it like that. Or you screw it up, or you send the wrong coin to the wrong wallet and lose your coins, or some stupid thing like that, and it just turns people off.
I mean, that's the decentralized part of it. Like that's how it is. Like that's why you can't. If we want to bring in exchange, that's why exchanges are now becoming a thing, because people want to lose that decentralization for a centralized portion and be like, oh, well, you keep my keys and make sure I don't, 2FA, all this other stuff, passwords, like that's just becoming a thing. But then it becomes so centralized that now they have all of your money. They can see exactly what you're trading. They can see exactly what you're doing with your money, and which is the opposite of what crypto is on. Yeah, exactly. New age banks, which is like, you can't really, it seems like, when what's the Lord of the Flies, when the little kids get on an island, they start their own government. Like it always, you always get the government entities. Like you're always going to start getting it no matter how big. You're always going to get the new exchanges. You're always going to get something. It just takes time. And that's, it's after a while, that's just what happens.
Well, and that's what we've got right now is tribalism going on. A bunch of cats trying to be herded and tribalism.
Yeah, we're Ralph. We're the Ralph. They're gonna.
And if you think about why everyone mad at each other, they just want everyone to buy their coin so their coin goes up.
Yeah.
That's deep. If deep down, if you look at it, I mean, it really took years of being in crypto to really look at it. It's like so true. It's like everyone just cares about the fucking price, like the technology. But like, I know a couple of people that do use crypto to send money to some of their families, outside the States. Sure, but most people not really. It's just they're buying it because they want the price to appreciate. Why do we care about a deflationary currency or a hard cap? We love the hard cap because if we buy it and we don't sell it, and then more people want to buy it, then the price will go up, and then I'll have money. Yay!
Yeah. There's a very small smidgen of use case for crypto.
There is.
I don't think anybody uses it for that.
Other than speculation and to make some mad gains, if you do know how to move your coins around, you do know how to realize some gains. If you do know how to do all that, then that's the other use case. Other than that, it's we're us talking about trying to put lipstick on a pig and make something a little bit faster that really should be outdated and new technology coming forward, which is what I really don't understand about crypto. And I do understand it because like we just said the magic word bags. It's about bags, because if people didn't have crypto bags full of Bitcoin would be gone, because it would be a payment system or a monetary system of the past, because it doesn't work and there's no devs that can work on it. It's what's that little syndicate that they have? What's it called? All the devs
Consensus?
What the consensus guys or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean
one.
Consensus is a word, but there's a group of them that get together on the regular or whatever. Wasn't what's his name part of that? Wasn't Ver part of that whole thing or something?
Consensus
I'm not sure.
I don't know who was.
It wasn't it USA or it's not USFA. I think that's what they're called. Where Tone Bays has the axes. Have you guys seen that picture? Oh man.
I just remember Roger was talking a lot when he was coming out with Bitcoin Cash. He was talking a lot about that whole thing, how they were getting together, and then what was the first improvement that they did on Bitcoin. Well, it wasn't really the first one, but it was the big one back then, in 2016, 2017.
What was it?
What did they put on? What did they put? No, not the Halvening. They did something else. It's stupid. You know, I hear people talking about it all the time, but you know, I'm not a dev. I don't talk about all that shit all the time. But
Segwit. Yeah, Segwit.
Segwit. There it is. Segwit. So when Segwit happened, they all got together and they talked about Segwit and blah, blah, blah. It was this big deal. They got their little council of Nicaea together, or whatever they want to call it. Yeah. And nothing, you know, and they don't, what can they really do, you know, to improve it as far as, you know, it goes, other than you're talking about this Lightning Network, and how many transactions is it going to run it up to? 600 and something, you said?
No. That was on Mimble. That on Lightning Network, it's supposed to be like 10,000, 5,000 transactions per second or something like that. So something crazy, something a little bit more than Visa, basically. That's what they're going to do.
More than Visa? But, I don't think that's more than Visa.
No, yeah, I think Visa does like. This is all on top of my head, but they probably do like 5,000 transactions,
really,
or less than that. Yeah, a second or something, but it's like roughly that many. So they're trying to be on par with Visa or a little faster than Visa. But even if they just got to the point, even if they got half the transactions of Visa, that would boost Bitcoin up crazy amounts, because then it'd be really fast.
Yeah, but I would actually think that's pretty good for it. Like if they start doing that, but like with the 30 minutes and waiting for 3 confirmations and stuff like that, it's too much.
1,000 transactions a second would make Bitcoin so fucking fast, because we don't have 1,000th of the users Visa does. You know what I mean? Like, so we'd be like, wow, this shit's quick, cool, fuck yeah, you know. And then but I don't think it's coming yet. I don't even think it'll be here next year for the Lightning Network. It could be that they're going to try to roll it out and put some big money behind it
for so long. It's been talking for so long. And then
it's the same thing with Ethereum too, you know. I mean, this stuff's hard, you know. And plus, I mean, Ethereum it's like they wrote their own, you know, it's their own actual language. It's a new language. It's not like the pre-existing language.
True.
So it makes developing on it kind of hard.
Yeah, but the other thing for mass adoption that I think that people are going to have a problem with is the whole Satoshis thing. You know, it's the whole, I don't own a whole Bitcoin, because people think in dollars. They think in yen.
Like the crypto coffee guy, or his friend was talking about that yesterday. He's like, why even have why have a few Satoshis when I could have thousands of hex? I was like, yes, he gets it. He gets it.
It's a mental thing, you know. It's a mental thing, you know. So when you're talking about as a currency, now when you're talking about as a speculation or a store of value, then hell yeah, you want to buy those smaller amounts and stake them or put them away or whatever. But in a daily use case, you know, you don't want to be spending 0.00000. You know, sometimes you look at those zeros and you're like, holy shit, man. What?
Yeah. Well, you can't even put them in. You don't even know how many.
You can't count them.
7? Do I put 7? Do I put 6, 8?
Or you're looking, is that 4 or 5 zeros there? Oh shit. Yeah. Oh shit.
There's still exchanges that don't translate your gains or anything into dollars. So you it tells you how much you're up in Satoshis. That's one of the reasons why I think that some of those exchanges are getting less people in them, because they want, like, literally the exchanges, like, if the UI is just a little bit more user friendly, people just jump over to that one easily.
Right.
That's what I kind of like about like the Hex info and stuff, because it gives you the 3 prices in ETH, Bitcoin, and USD.
Yep.
Right there. Yeah, and that's pretty fucking cool. Yeah.
Which I haven't seen any of those sites for like Bitcoin. Like that, I don't see any sites tracking Bitcoin that are like that cool.
No.
Like, you know, like Hex Info or Hex.live and stuff like that. Maybe there is. I'm just, you know, I'm not a Bitcoin boy as much as I used to be. So maybe there is, but I have not seen anything like
pull up Hex.live, Hexo.
All right.
I love that site, man. He did it right. He did that site right. I mean, it gives you everything you need to know and some. And I love the way you can just see your wallet in dollars. See, that's what I'm saying. So I know crypto. I get it. I understand. I can move money around. I've lost some. I've won some. I've been in it for a while. So I understand it as a regular person. I'm not a dev. I'm not a crypto guy, but I understand it. And for somebody like me to look at that and go, oh, relief, I can see the dollar amount of my crypto in there. You know, that's huge. That's the kind of stuff that has to happen. That's the kind of adoption that we have to have. That's the kind of visualization that the normal people out there are going to have before we start realizing mass adoption. You know?
Here, share my screen really quick. Oh, I got to share it. Sorry. I want to show Litecoin Moses this sweet steak. That happened.
Okay, hold on.
You like
Pull it up here.
This one right here.
Yeah.
240 million was staked for 7 days, which is $1 million. But I mean, they got $2,000 for 7 days.
That's
So,
good.
Damn.
Just for the 7-day stake that they did.
That's a living
458,000. Yeah.
That's a living gains right there, Bubba.
Yeah. Do that 4 times, man. Do that 4 times.
That's you can make a living on
$8,000 $8,000 a month. That's not too bad.
Yep.
Dude, yeah. And this reminds me. I almost forgot. I was gonna say this when Bitcoin4life was on, but you know how we were talking about Tezos and stuff on its staking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know how Tezos been around for 3 years, essentially, right? Since the ICO. So can you imagine in 3 years, like what Tezos has what's called 92% of its total supply staked.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I mean, I was thinking that what can you imagine if that's possible in 3 years for Hex as well? Because when once all the turbulence and all the AA stuff, everything's done, it gets nice and boring.
Yeah.
People are just going to lock up the supply up and stuff. So we're talking about there's going to be way less circulating Hex supply than there is right now.
That's why I think that like right now is when you want to accumulate as much Hex as you can because after this,
no financial advice.
No financial advice. You know, that's what I'm doing. No financial advice.
There you go.
But yeah, it's like after this year. I mean, here's the graph. Like if you have if there's only 1% that is staked, you'll get all 369% of the ROI. But man, if we get up to 9% or 90%, you only get 4%. So, I mean, there might be very small amounts coming out after the year.
So your realization of interest is going to just like
I mean,
but that's where it needs to
right now.
stable off at. So
wouldn't that mean if we're staking for a year, would get like 10%, 14%? If only like because it's like if 100 people are staked, right? You get 3.6%, right?
Yeah, 3.6%.
But so if only 7 or 10% of the supply is not staked or 20%, like it would mean that if you're staked, you still would get like 20, 30%, 40%.
Yeah.
Which is still pretty good.
And you get all the emergency end stakes and all that stuff. So it's like you're getting not only the interest, and you get like the emergency end stake penalties and stuff like that.
Well, I've got my ladder, so I'm chilling.
Yeah, me too.
I've got my ladder. I'm stuck in my ladders no matter what, dude.
Yeah. I ain't emergency end staking, so yeah, me too.
Yeah. Right. So what's going on in Decentraland, Litecoin?
Oof. Just we're now minting memes as wearables.
Memes.
Yeah, I've got a friend of mine. He's been able to tokenize memes, and he's selling them for as 1/10s and stuff and everything. And he's gonna start selling them in the game. The kid's really smart. He's like an 18-year-old guy, Red Nitrous, and he's gonna make a lot of money. Those memes are like valuable now because once he makes them, they can't be replicated anymore in the game. So because he kind of moved, he was first to move on him to make them because he figured out the tokenization of it. He was able to get that picture up of that copy, boom, done, and it's now him. So it's like, I think he figured out a way to get the original template with no words to be his, and then from there, his version of the wearables side, and he could sell them for 500, 600 mana, which is not a crazy amount of money, but cost you nothing,
It's still money.
It's still money, especially for this kid's an 18-year-old kid, man, but he's fucking smart as fuck, man. To figure all that stuff out and everything, and like we're eventually going to come out with wearables and stuff. I'm going to make probably Decentraland's first fashion house in game from the avatars. But we're just trying to figure out what's going to happen with the DAO and stuff. And this is kind of like a big headache for a lot of people because it's decentralized, but there's kind of a centralized point where people are like voting on stuff, but voting takes forever, so it slows things down when you have a DAO. Because you're voting on like, will this be allowed? So right now we're just waiting to see which way the cards fall, whether like anyone can make anything cool, or you need a license and you have to pay the money to get the license, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Memes should go in
people.
there. A meme said, did someone say selling memes?
Selling me? Yeah. Hey, actually,
You should get in there.
Figure it all out. I'll let you know, dude.
Do you know that? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I wasn't saying anything.
You know that he pumps out memes on his cell phone when he's at work.
Yeah, I see memes all the time.
He's chatting with me and he's like, I'm at work, man. I'm in the break room, just pumping out memes on his phone. So I wanted to bring something up quick here to talk about something. So Hexman says, I wonder if Asia is getting excited about Hex. So, you know, I heard Richard on stream today talking about, you know, different countries being on board and they've even got Telegram channels. I think we got a Russian one. We've got a Swedish one. I know we got German. I know we've got the Philippines out there. Hey to all my Filipinos on the Philippine chat channel. They hit me up the other day. They want to get on stream or get a stream going for the Filipinos. So, cool. You know, other communities around the world are starting to put things together and do stuff. And so have you guys seen that happening? Seen stuff, you know, Hex moving around the world? I know we got a lot of people from Germany on the regular chat too.
Like maybe like there's been some like Middle East, definitely Asia, like Middle Eastern Asian coming in, but not like China or anything. I haven't seen anything from like there.
No, because
like
those
like
those fools blow shit up too when they get in.
I think we're not seeing the Chinese thing too much because, you know, they're a little more regulated over there. But remember, Hex on some of the first exchanges that they were released were Chinese exchanges. So obviously, there's going to be some people holding China, you know, holding some. I was about to say Chinese Hex.
Chinese Hex.
It's a little bit
the
different.
Chinese connection, yeah, like the Chinese connection. But it's totally possible out there because of the restrictions. That there's some guy in China who buys Hex and then he sells it for a markup to people out there in China. On a USB. I mean, that's going to happen. You know, it's definitely. So he probably has like a little USB with the wallet on there and be like, I've got $1,000 of Hex in here, which would cost him like $800.
Yeah.
You know? He's like, yep.
Sell it
and by the time it exchanges his hands, it's already worth $1,200. So
true.
Dang.
Very true.
And then the South Koreans too. They will pump some shit when they get going.
Yeah.
There's some serious exchanges.
I don't think we've even seen those kinds of pumps yet from, you know.
No. There's a couple. You guys have seen Back to the Future 3, right?
The Western one?
The Western one, right?
Yeah.
You know how they throw logs of, like, at the end when they're trying to get the train to go 88 miles an hour? There are these logs where they throw the logs in the fire and it explodes and makes the train go faster. Where there's a couple of them, I'm thinking, like, once we get, like, a gigantic Asian exchange, we get, like, maybe KuCoin in South Korea. And then from there, like, we get on Coinbase. I mean, not Coinbase, I'm sorry. We get on CoinMarketCap. That's going to be a huge one, and then the final one's probably either going to be either we get on Binance first, or we get on CoinMarketCap. But I think if we get on Binance, that'll legitimize Hex a little bit, and they'll be forced to put us better ranked in the market cap rankings for Coinbase and stuff.
Yeah,
and not financial advice, but like whoever controls the AA probably. I don't know. This is if I was the AA, you know. If I was the OA, you know, I'd be greasing some palms because, like if I'm being for real, dude, like Binance, dude, is like they say we don't charge people for a listing. Yeah, they do. They really do. So it's like might be the move to be like.
I don't think that until after the AA ends. I think that after Big Payday ends and all this, you know, after the AA, that's when we get listed on any of these, which is actually better for the project. I think like we're getting some hype right now with price increase, and most people, you know, the smart people are actually looking into it, and it kind of it helps the new guys to get in and actually make some gains, and then after that get onto exchanges, because right now we don't really need those exchanges. Like getting onto Binance actually just gives the way to dump your coins a lot easier. That's about the only thing I see getting on. I mean, it gives it legitimacy, but who cares, you know, when it's going up like that, who cares about how legitimate the rest of the guys are taking us? Like we are getting the gains. And after that, it's like, okay, now you guys can think that we're legitimate, and now you guys can, you know, you guys can have our bags that we want to sell on top of you.
I ain't even concerned about, you know, like the YouTube world of crypto and all that, because that's not the real gains. They're going after the maxis. They're going after you know, new onboarding, people coming out of Coinbase, learning about Bitcoin for the first time. They're the more popular guys. So they're talking, you know, Bitcoin. So that's a freaking small in the crypto world today, that's a small piece of chump change. I was looking at what Hexman said in here. That's what spiked my interest. He said, I wonder if Asia is getting excited with Hex. Because if you were around in 2017 and you saw something hit KuCoin and you saw what the South Koreans did to some of those coins, it was freaking just boom. Yep. And when they when we opened up this show and we showed the chart, if they start seeing charts like that and you put that coin into these Asian countries that are going to finally, they're going to eat that shit up, man. They want to, they see how solid those R's are on that chart. I mean, that's a solid chart for the last, for a new coin. You know, usually you always see big dumps on new coins. Yeah. You don't ever see shit like this thing is doing, man. This thing is like boom, and then correction, stable, boom, correction, stable, boom. I mean, that's all it's been doing. And it doesn't look like it's going to stop doing it. I mean, of course it could. It could retrace 85%. It could do all that shit. Yeah. It hasn't showed me that it can yet. Yeah. And I don't know if I've seen a coin go this long in its inception, this strong. I've never seen it. Somebody show me something else, show me otherwise, but I haven't seen anything do that yet.
I can't remember who it was, but they overlaid the Bitcoin when it first came out in 2009. Well, it was first traded in 2010, I believe. They had the same chart overlaid with the hex chart, and it looks nearly the same. But, you know, so I haven't looked at it though. But everybody was trying to get me on my stream to look at it, and I was like, I don't even know where you would get the when it first came. I think you can get the BLX on TradingView. I think is the only other one, but I haven't looked at it yet. I'll have to check it out.
At the Binance stuff, what's his name? Funding Jim? What's his name?
Funding Jim, yeah.
Yeah, is there any reason the public would use Binance instead of Uniswap? It's just because more people are used to Binance. It's just mostly getting the people that are already in crypto already. Yeah. That are using these exchanges. That's the main benefit. If most people, once they've tried Uniswap, they really like Uniswap. You know, like I've actually gotten quite a few people from Decentraland just to buy their Decentraland on Uniswap because it leaves the Ethereum there. You know, to help out that project too and stuff. Yeah. You know, but
I mean, I think it's like the cool. Where everything's going. I think like if you use Uniswap, you realize how easy it is to use. It's just that quick. It's swapped. You don't have to pay. You know, you can see how many you're going to get. You don't have to worry about like how much was I just charged in fees. Like you have to look down into the, you have to look at your trading profiles and stuff. Oh, I was I got 0.003 Satoshis. How much was that worth in the you don't have to worry about that. It's just straight, how much you're going to get. And it's easy as that.
Yeah. No, it's the way crypto should have been introduced to a lot of people is a platform like that versus, my God, when you got in, you had to go, to Bittrex or whatever, Binance or whatever, and you got in, you did all your KYC, and then boom, all of a sudden you're in the trading room, and you're like, holy shit, what is this? Oh my gosh,
and then you become a day trader.
Then you become a day trader.
Yeah. What? Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna listen to this guy. Oh my God, it's the guy on YouTube about listening to the day trading. Yeah, that's how. I mean, that's how everybody is. But that's how I was. That's how everybody. It seems to be like everybody that gets into crypto likes the day trading aspect of it, and then they, if they stay, I think
then you hate it.
Yeah, then they stay, and it's like, oh wait a second, you don't have to do this to actually make money. You can hold on to your stuff and not worry about it.
Double bottoms and cups and all that other crap, man. Head and shoulders and just forget about it.
I don't do any of it.
But
right, well, I'm probably about done, guys. I'm gonna go and get ready for my stream, get thumbnail ready and stuff like that. So
yep, I'm down with that. And we didn't get coffee in today, but we'll get him on again another time.
All right,
he's the brains of the operation in here anyway.
All right, well, I'll see you guys later. Thanks, Litecoin Moses.
All right, later,
All right, fellas. Thanks, everybody. Catch you.
Peace.